Welcome to Cage TV. This is, of course, your brother, Mr. Cage, right here on your favorite TV station, Cage TV. Right, I am with a documentary or a report, if you like, about cyclone and its effects in Malawi and other countries. And thank you so much for making time to always tune in and see what we have for you. Thank you so much. Stay blessed and enjoy. And so a lot of people wonder why it is called Cyclone Fred. All right, it is believed that and I know a lot of people are asking as into why it bears the name of a human being, you know, a human name as in Fred. And so the origin of the name Fred is that every time that a natural calamity, strikes, there is a tendency of naming it after a very cruel, leader. And so it's proven, it's there in history, scientifically and things like that. And so Fred is coming from one of the cruel leaders that obviously existed before us, but I will not get into details about that. And so I want to give you a bit of the background about Cyclone Fred, and here we are. So far in history, we have recorded two kinds of or two lists of tropical cyclone named Freddy. All right, others call it as Fred, others call it as Freddy. All right, so whichever you're comfortable with. And so the name Freddy has been used for two tropical cyclones in the Australian region of the southern hemisphere. The more recent of the two are crossed into the southern West Indian Ocean region. Number one, Cyclone Freddy 2009, Category 1. All right, tropical cyclone that caused heavy rainfall in Indonesia, killing 2 people. The second category or class of cyclone. Cyclone Fred 2023, Category 5, tropical cyclone which became the longest lived tropical cyclone on record and severely affected Malawi, Mozambique, and Madagascar, causing at least 560 deaths in different countries. And so with me I have a communique from the United Nations to their officials here in Zambia, and here it reads: Department of Safety and Security, United Nations, DSS Lusaka / Zambia. Okay, reference security advisory note. This is dated 21st of February 2023. All right, to all UN personnel in Zambia, from Miss Beatrice Mutali. All right, UN designated official, DO Zambia. Subject: anticipation of Cyclone Freddy in the southern African region, security advisory note. Number one, latest reports from the SADC Climate Services Center indicate that in the coming days, intense tropical cyclone Fred is expected to make landfall in different parts of the southern African region, including Zambia, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Botswana, Lesotho, and South Africa, which will involve heavy rainfall with flash floods. Number two, the situation may occasion a high risk of dangerous storm surge, flooding, and strong damaging wind, especially in locations on the storm's path in Zambia. And indications are that the southern province will be most affected, and some parts of central and eastern provinces. Number three, while the Zambia Meteorological Department and the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, DMMU, are coordinating with counterparts in other neighboring countries to monitor the situation, it has become necessary to alert all UN personnel accordingly for the needed caution, vigilance, or where as well as minimization of movement. Number 4, all heads of agencies are also advised to be on the alert for possible activation of their respective BCPSs if the need arises. Number 5, please be guided accordingly. So this was the communique from UN, that's United Nations, to its officials here in Zambia about the foretold tropical cyclone Fred here in Zambia especially. Here is a report from Al Jazeera. Cyclone Freddy death toll in Southeast Africa surpasses 500. The World Meteorological Organization says it is likely that Cyclone Freddy, which started in February, is the longest ever in recorded history. Alright, and so like we are saying, we believe that some other African countries, East African countries such as Malawi, Zambia, Mozambique, South Africa, Lesotho, etc., were also communicated to, just like Zambia was communicated to in our previous, report. So, World Meteorological Organization foresaw it, and they're saying this cyclone Fred tropical started as an eye, like a very small eye from the Indian Ocean, and so this is how it looked like, in their machine. Now, as sad as it may be, it would also be very important for you and me to be aware of the very fact that this tropical cyclone Fred has really left very devastating effects on the lives of many people that have been directly affected and indirectly affected. And so Al Jazeera has another report on the same. The death toll in Southeast Africa due to the exceptionally long-lasting tropical cyclone Fred has risen to 522 according to the authorities in Malawi, Mozambique and Madagascar. Disaster management authorities in Malawi, which has been hit the hardest by the cyclone, reported on Saturday that the death toll there had risen to 438. Malawi's president Lazarus Chakwera declared a 14-day national mourning period on Tuesday. There are hundreds of evacuation centers set up across the country for survivors, with tens of thousands in Malawi left homeless and approximately 345,000 people affected by the cyclone Freddy. When such occurrences are taking the center stage in every community, a lot of things unveil. And so there is so much uncertainty, so much anxiety, and so much, agitations. And so